One look and I yell timber. Watch out for flying glass. Cause the ceiling fell in and the bottom fell out. I went into a spin and I started to shout. I've been hit.
This is it. This is it. it.
I was walking along, minding
check
my
one,
business.
Two, check one,
Love
two.
came and hit me in the eye. Flash, bam, alakazam. Out of an orange colored, purple stripe, a pretty green polka dot sky. Flash, a bam, alakazam, and goodbye.
Alrighty, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of the AfroMattt Show. This is episode 238, and if you're new, welcome. This is news, entertainment, education, comedy, conspiracy, spiritual, sort of esoteric broadcast to out there to the void. And if you're returning, once again, thank you. Once again, apologize for being late. Once again, you make this show possible. You are the lifeblood. Now that we got all that out of the way, well, usually I am kind of ready to go straight into the news, but I don't really care about the news. Well, not that I don't care, but it's just a little bit depressing, the news going on right now. I don't know if you guys noticed, but it's a little bit of a downer. But I did finish a book, so you guys know what that means. Guys, this is a testament to how good that David Foster Wallace book was. A supposedly fun thing I never did. Well, what was it called? A supposedly fun thing I'll never do again. That book was so good, and I blasted through it so fast. It actually like re-sparked my interest and love of reading. So I've been blasting through books. So that's a testament to how good that book is. I'll tell you how good this book is in a second. That book I give it a 10 out of 10. That's a fantastic collection of essays. But this book by Philip K. Dick, right there, VALIS. This was an absolute trip. An absolute trip. I don't even really know where to start with this book. This was, shocking. The words to describe this book are insane. Crazy. Schizophrenic. It is unlike any book I've ever read. So the story, also, if you don't know who Philip K. Dick is, what are you doing? You know who he is. If you've ever heard of Blade Runner, if you've ever heard of a little thing called A Scanner Darkly, which is a movie I recently watched, we actually reviewed his book. We actually did review Scanner Darkly on this podcast a long time ago. And also I think Minority Report. Guys, you know how rare it is for a person to create one book into a movie. This guy has created like 4 different movies off of his books. So obviously prolific. He was like writing like Stephen King, but at a level of like not like schlock, kind of like horror junk. This is like real thought-provoking, deep, contemplative shit in this. VALIS, I think, is his last book, or part of his last trio of books. And I'll try to explain it a little bit, because it is worth explaining. So this follows the story of a person named Horse Lover Fat, which sounds like a crazy name at first, but it is part of a interesting trick at the end. So Horse Lover Fat is going insane after his pseudo girlfriend kills herself in a very nonchalant manner. And and he's unable to help her, and then he attaches himself to these people that are there's so many themes going on in this book, it's almost impossible to like really pin it down, but he attaches himself to these women that are dying. So this girl kills herself, and then he ends up moving in with a girl who has like stage 4 like crazy cancer, and then he's trying to help her and try to get her to heal. She's in remission or whatever, but she ends up dying. So this guy it literally breaks his brain to the point where he believes that another person has entered. He's living 2 parallel lives, one in ancient Rome and one in modern day America at the exact same time. So that's a little bit hard to explain. It sort of has to do with, I'm going to explain the themes going on, and I'm not going to have time to explain everything because you just kind of have to know, but the whole idea is epigenetics, which is transferred information via DNA. So the idea is that God, or the one, or whatever they call it in this book, had converted itself into raw information and stored itself inside of the Nag Bagada or something like that in part of the Dead Sea Scrolls. It had waited and hid itself as raw information. It's a being that can store itself as information. So you have to wrap your head around that for a second. And then when that information was found, aka Gnosticism, that information awoke a DNA inside of us, and that's kind of when he believes time kind of reset. So he believes that we're living in like the 70 AD or something, as I take it. So fast forward a little bit, and he's still clinically insane, but also maybe not insane, because he gets a beam of pink light. A beam of pink light shines into his face and eyes and skull, kind of like a third eye beam. A beam of pink light sends pure information to him on his son, and his son has a undiagnosed fatal sort of like, I don't know, like some sort of like contortion, or I don't know what the kid had, but it was fatal if not found. And Philip K. Dick had this happen to himself. This is actually a real story. He says a beam of pink light told him that his son had like a hernia or something, I don't know. And he told his doctor to check on that, and it actually turned out to be that. And he always thought to himself, how did I know that? What beamed that information into me? And this comes into the epigenetics part. He believes that himself, whereas he was living as a person in ancient Rome, it's actually non-linear time. So if you think about time non-linearly, he was himself, and he is going to be, through several rebirths, a being 3,000 years from now that is elevated past human, and was able to send himself in the past information in the form of a pink beam into his head. Now, I'm sure you're getting an idea of how absolutely insane this book is, but it gets weirder, because they watch a movie in which, unconnected to them, a person in the movie gets a beam of pink light, aka the satellite is shooting beams of pink light at people and controlling the president and controlling these people, and then they meet the satellite is called VALIS, aka something. I honestly, I don't know what VALIS stands for. It stands for like something system. I don't know. Whatever. It does stand for something. Vast Analytical Learning Information System, or some shit like that. I don't know. But that is beaming itself. So that's so now he thinks that this pink light is coming from VALIS. And also, this is sort of the time when you have the revelation that the main character, horse lover Fat, actually translates to Philip, which is horse lover in German, and then Dick, which is fat in ancient Latin or some shit like that. So so you find out that it's a wait, let's see. So then they talk to the guy who created the movie. So they find out the guy who created the movie, and they go to his house, and he shows them that they actually have a child that they believe is VALIS incarnated as a child. And it's this 2-year-old child who speaks clear English, and they ask questions about as if they would ask God, because at this point they believe that this is the coming of God. And they ask this little child, this 2-year-old child, questions, and it answers it in a way that a 2-year-old was not able to, talk about. Let's see. Here's an example of what the kid said. Let's see. Here we go. I am not a god. I am a human. I am a child, the child of my father, which is wisdom himself. You carry in you now the voice and authority of wisdom. You are therefore wisdom. And when you forget it, even when you forget it, you will not forget it for long. I will be with you. I will remind you. The day of wisdom and the rule of wisdom has come. Power and wisdom are the two principles in the world. Power has had its rule now, and now it is going into darkness from which it came, and wisdom alone rules. Those who obey power will succumb to power as power succumbs. So, this 2-year-old kid obviously is not. And I don't think that part was based off anything Philip K. Dick was up to. But this book is very interesting. I will say that it is hard to unpack. It is fantastical, but you have the layers of maybe a little bit of realism based in there. I mean, Philip K. Dick literally believed he was having beamed light. And then this reminded me, so this actually kind of reminded me, this kind of blew my mind, that I was talking about not too many podcasts ago of how some people can literally contact the collective unconscious as sort of like a beam. It's like literally a beam sending messages into their head. I mean, I was talking to my brother about this, is there are like every single great invention ever has been a eureka moment from your subconscious. Like while someone's asleep, they come up with a crazy formula. I think Einstein came up with the theory of relativity, like all those equations and stuff in his sleep. It's all the subconscious getting like this information for you while you're not aware. So it's like it comes to you. You have to just wait. And that happens with everything. Like so many great ideas come while you're not prepared, while you're driving or while you're in the shower, while you're doing something mundane. That's just how kind of it works, and that's kind of the subconscious. But this book, I mean, it was interesting. It had themes of Gnosticism, three-eyed aliens, trans-dimensional, non-time, time traveling, not even time traveling, but they see beyond time. Sort of like the aliens in Arrival, where the time is not real for them, so they don't. So everything has already happened, if that makes sense. So they're like, this has already happened. This will happen. Therefore, this is going to happen. Stuff like that. It's like, it's a crunchy book. It is like a lot of just a lot of stuff. It's a little bit unfocused. I'll say that's the only downside. Is I wish it chose like maybe one theme, but he really did pack everything in it. So this book does contain a lot of what's going on in his head, and you can see it. Yeah, and it's a little bit hard to read at some point, but some parts are hard to read. It's not in like a bad language, but it's, I'd say, solid 8 out of 10. Fun read. You kind of catch like a little Easter. They throw out a little couple Easter eggs for the schizophrenics out there like myself. The Bhagavad Gita. They throw a couple Gnosticism memes in there. They have a couple good like niche things. Like I was kind of amazed by how tuned in that Philip K. Dick was to all that esoteric shit. Let's see. Let me just read. Let me. Sometimes I'll star stuff and I'll read it. All right. Let me read one that's a star next to it. Phylogenic memory of the species. So this is that. This is the theme of epigenetics. Information traveled and encoded inside of DNA for future, unlocking. Not my memory, ontological memory. Phylogeny is recapitulated in ontogeny, as it is put. So that is insane. I don't know what that means, really. The individual contains the history of his entire race back to its origins, back to ancient Rome, to Minos at Crete, and then back to the stars. Then then it also explains that it goes into the future. So your DNA is encoded with all the DNA that's before you. Your father's father, your mother's mother's mother, all the way back 10,000 years. So he said that, and I guess the main character unlocked that part of the DNA, and he was actually living for a few chapters, living as these two people and like having conversations with these two people in history at the exact same time, which I believe Philip K. Dick did believe that. So he was a little bit of a loose cannon. But this book is it also has two different it has Vintage, The Divine Invasion, and then the Transmigration of Timothy Archer, which are two sequels to this that I didn't know about, which we'll have to check out. I guess it was part of a trio. I didn't know they were sequels. Okay. Yeah, so 8 out of 10. Pretty interesting book it is. I mean, if you're into that kind of like crazy out there DMT type acid trip type stuff. It is kind of weird that I'm into any of that when I literally have never done, tested, tasted, smelt, even a shroom. But I am kind of that's why I always say I'm like I don't need weed because I'm already like I'm on board. You don't have to give me weed to realize. I don't have to take DMT to realize that there's like to possibly conceive that there's other things in the world beyond just the physical realm. I don't need technically DMT to figure that out. I will show you my photos from Rome. Finally got developed. Here, let me hold these up to the camera so you can see it. This is proof that I was in Rome. Here's a picture of that is the Colosseum. And is it crazy that people built this? People actually built this. People were just into building cool shit. Here's me in front of somewhere. Here's me rowing a boat. That's dramatic as shit. This is the Vatican. The line. Look at the line for that shit. Let's see. We'll throw up a couple more photos here. This is the Sistine Chapel outside or whatever. This is where the Pope comes out of that room right there. I think that's the window that one Pope disappeared in. If you've ever seen that conspiracy. Here's the Pantheon. And here is this really cool building. I don't know if that's like a Capitol building or something, but it was really cool. We walked by it a few times. We'll go through a couple more. Here's another one of the Pantheon. Oh, and here's here's a photo of the guy. It's really dark, but this is the guy that gave me a ticket for hopping on the bus without paying. Well, he gave me a fine. He made me pay a fine for hopping on the bus without a ticket, which I had been doing the entire time, just hopping on and off the buses all trip. So I kind of got my money's worth in the end, but he got me in the end. But I also got a photo of him, so kind of, got him in the end there. All right. Yeah. So check out VALIS. I don't know. It's not forever. I will say it's not for everyone. So check it out if you're into sort of that kind of like out there trippy type of stuff. It is definitely trippy. That being said, let's get into the news. And let me go let my dog out real quick. All right. Well, let's talk about it. Yeah, I meant let my dog in, so now she's here. What's up, dude? What's up, Darcy? Darcy, you gotta be professional. Best behavior. Best behavior. Sit down over there. Sit down right there. Ugh. Okay. All right, now we're back. Okay, let's talk about it. It's been coming up. You guys all know what's going on. It involves the Middle East and Jews in America. Okay, let me just start this off by playing this absolutely unhinged. I can't even believe this left me speechless when I saw this. This is a hype. I can only describe it as a hype edit for the Iran war from the U.S. So this was the White House posted this. Justice the American way.
Wake up, Daddy's home.
Welcome home, son.
Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
What will you do without freedom?
Mavericks.
So these are like, obviously. So they're calling back. They're calling back to all the old subliminal messaging that they've been triggering you with your entire life, or implanting in you your entire life. These are movies you've seen: Top Gun, Braveheart, Gladiator. They're triggering these deep symbolic messages inside of you to hype you up. And I don't know. I can't imagine who this works on. I'm sure if I go to the comment section, it's gonna be like, yeah, fuck yeah. They're trying to. This messaging and this imagery is trying to. It's literally like MK Ultra trigger words. So that's what's going on, by the way. So, Top Gun Maverick.
You can't conceive of what I'm capable of.
Finishing this.
So they're getting everyone. They've got Better Call Saul. They've got. This is Master Chief.
Fight.
Yeah.
And they're interspersed between this are actual videos of us, I assume, in night vision bombing civilians, probably. Oh, yeah. And then this is John Wick. Oh, yeah. I'm thinking I'm back.
Yeah. I'm thinking I'm back.
I'm here to fight for truth and justice the American way.
I am the danger.
Time to find out.
Maximum effort.
Dude, the maximum effort thing really makes me cringe, too. That's so millennial. You know, whoever put this together, too, it is 100% a millennial. Gen Z did not make this. Maximum effort. I'm actually putting maximum effort into this regime change. Like my favorite superhero, Deadpool. I'm putting maximum effort into this one.
Here it comes.
Dragon Ball Z, Star Wars, Yu-Gi-Oh.
Flawless victory.
Okay, they really threw every trigger. They're trying to trigger everyone. They got Dragon Ball shooting Kamehas. They've got Yu-Gi-Oh. I mean, they have they have Optimus Prime. They have Better Call Saul and Walter White. I am the danger.
I am the danger.
Yeah, so that's what we call MK Ultra messaging right there. A lot of the comments are not thrilled. The comments are not thrilled with this edit. I was expecting some sort of like, this is what I was expecting. May God bless America and protect America. We need Jesus. Whoa, some of these are, I don't even know if I can't scroll Twitter if I have the screen sharing. So, yeah, I just wanted to start off with kind of the vibe that we're going into here. After bombing a country on the behalf of another country, we are justice the American way. It's actually almost unbelievable. It's almost unbelievable. Is there anything more humiliating? This is like the ultimate humiliation ritual. Is there anything more humiliating than going to war for Israel? Like, if you're a soldier now, you are cucked out to Israel. While you might legitimately be being cucked out while you're overseas. That's a double, that the amount of mental damage that will do to the soldiers is that you are not fighting for your country, you're fighting for a different country, which the good old corn-fed Americans that are fighting in the war, good old corn-fed poor Americans, those people fighting the war are, I've probably never even heard of Israel until now, and they're fighting in a war for Israel, not for America. There's literally, and I'll go into this, the only thing that they are maybe, we'll go into the reason why they're going over there in a second, but I want to reiterate how fully cucked out you are if you are in any way even like adjacently Christian and pro-Zionist, you are fully cucked out. It's in a way that is almost impossible to even explain fully. You are like beyond saving. You have given your own values, and in some cases, these people will literally give their lives for another country, for some ideas that they may not even know exist. Imagine that. Imagine the fuckery that has to go on where they convince people to give up their entire life, not just their life, but every hour that they were robbed by dying. They have to give that up in sacrifice to Jewish Zionist belief in the building of a new whatever. We'll just get into it now. Let's see. So what they're planning, and this is sort of conjecture. I mean, this is not really conjecture. This is not Can I get this off my screen? Okay. This is not necessarily substantiated. This is unsubstantiated information, but it does come from reliable sources. So, military commander tells troops bombing Iran is part of God's divine plan. So this is the issue where it might be for oil. So we might still be fighting for oil, but we also might be participating in some sort of like grand plan, some Jewish grand plan in their endgame book. Like their book has their own endgame situation, and they're trying to bring it about. So one commander had a big grin on his face while saying Donald Trump has been anointed by Jesus to light the signal fire in Iran. So the Military Religious Freedom Foundation has received a litany of complaints of religious ideology seeping into military orders. Mikey Weinstein, founder and president of MRFF, a nonprofit group established blah, 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 blah. We started getting calls in the wee hours of Saturday morning from people saying their commanders were jubilant about this and trying to tell people, don't worry, it's all part of God's plan. We were promised they are, in the Bible's book of Revelation, is horrifying and should worry everyone. They were promised a 200-mile-long river and a 4.5 feet deep filled with nothing but the blood that their weaponized version of Jesus will spill at the Battle of Armageddon. That's a lot of blood. Part of what makes the account so disturbing, Weinstein said, is that the service members aren't able to push back. Let's see. According to the complaint first filed by Larson, the commander said President Donald Trump has been anointed by Jesus to light the signal fire in Iran to cause Armageddon and mark his return to Earth. So either we've completely lost the plot, yeah, so this is like either Christian national. This is like a weird mix of Christian nationalism and strict like Christian Zionists, which I don't know how those two can even be the same sentence. This is deeply disturbing. So, and I don't know what the commanders are saying, because they're saying that somehow Donald Trump is anointed by God, Jesus himself, which doesn't make much sense. Maybe I missed that one in Bible study. He's been anointed by Jesus himself to light the signal fire. But even more disturbing is the idea that the Jews, aka the Zionists, kind of working together on this, it's kind of like a co-op situation, want to go to Iran to bring about, and I was doing some research on this because this is really kind of like a weird end times, like this is their book, right? So you have to kind of like find things. So I was on Reddit, r/Judaism, which, I mean, I was reading all the comments and like I was just reading them in the voice, but so someone on Judaism asks, why hasn't the temple been rebuilt? One. So for the Jewish Armageddon, they have to build a third tower. Now, this brings me to another point. There's a coin that was being served. Okay, I just did that. That's nothing, guys. That's not some sort of weird sign. There's a coin that's being that was being sold in 2019 called it's called the Temple coin, and it's a half a shekel, and it has Trump's face next to King Cyrus. Now, King Cyrus was the guy who was, I think, supposed to build like the second temple or something. Guys, this is all like Jewish mythology stuff. This is their religion. I don't understand it. But why is Donald Trump next to King Cyrus? Do they believe so? They want to build the third temple. Now, the third temple, what condition? So why hasn't this temple been built? So Israel currently has possession of the spot where they want to build the temple, where the temple is prophesied to be built. Problem is because of the Al-Aqsa and the Dome of the Rock. They would both need to be demolished, as well as a significant portion of the Temple Mount. Because the piece of the ground, the temple would need to be reconstructed. It's the third holiest site in Islam. It would require removing the Dome of the Rock and maybe the Al-Aqsa Mosque. So obviously, removing those two holy sites would send the Muslim and Arab community into a frenzy, absolutely destroying the two things. So that's why they haven't rebuilt the temple yet. Step 2, what are the conditions for its reconstruction? So this changing or destroying a the Messiah, is that how you say it? The Maschach will rebuild the temple as per the vision of Ezekiel. And what will happen if it's rebuilt? It will bring about the Messianic age. Now, this is all Jewish stuff we're talking about here. So we're diving into Jew land. So, yeah. And now I'm thinking, what is the Messianic age? The Messianic age is when an ingathering of all the exiles back to Israel. So all the Jews from everywhere come back to Israel, which will free up a lot of real estate in New York. I know that for sure. The third temple, universal knowledge of God and world peace. So those three things will come about in the quote-unquote Messianic age. Now, we are starting to see the return of exiles back to Israel, which is evidence for the Messianic age being near. Actually, also the Messiah will die. So this is a person. So this is the Messiah is a person who's supposed to do this. I don't know if it's Trump. I don't know if they think it's Benjamin Netanyahu. I don't know if they think it's someone else. But this is like their person, their guy. This is like the second coming of, this is their Muhammad. And whether you like it or not, Jewish and Muslim, I can't really find a difference between them except for the names, really. And a lot of people, that's going to disturb a lot of, that's going to make a lot of people mad. But they have the Messiah. The Muslims have the Muhammad. Muhammad will come back, bring them freedom. Jewish people have the Messiah, and he'll come back and bring them freedom. So it sounds like they're talking about the same dude. To be honest, it sounds like they're talking about the same dude. It honestly sounds like Christian. They're talking about God will come back and like destroy everything. Sounds like he's kind of like a step above both those guys, but whatever. So they believe that there's going to be a second coming of a guy. And this guy will die. He's blood. He'll die or whatever, but he'll bring about peace. And then his son will... They do not view the Messiah as superhuman. Many Christians will use the fact that it was claimed that their Messiah performed miracles as one of their signs, but this has nothing to do with the Messiah. He will be of flesh and bone and blood, who will restore the Davidic line and usher a messianic age. He will have children, including a son who will succeed him, and he will die. This made me think, well, who is Benjamin Netanyahu's son? His son is Yarin. Benjamin is Yar Netanyahu. He is a known podcaster and political activist. So, guys, the son of the Messiah is a podcaster. Oh, gosh. Here's his podcast. It has a link.
That's correct.
Amazing. But I have another question. Why do you think that the left in Israel and America controls the media like 100%? In America, you do have Fox News and Newsmax. In Israel, we have nothing. 100% of the media in Israel is totalitarian, Soviet style, shameless.
He's not Jewish, is he? Am I crazy? Is Benjamin Netanyahu is not Jewish? He doesn't really come off as Jewish. He comes off as maybe Russian, maybe like Italian. He does not strike me as a Jewish individual. But you know, the situation in Iran is not good. They've got toxic black rain falls on Tehran after airstrikes hit oil sites. So we've hit oil sites, which is, I don't know if is that some sort of like war crime? Because now they have like toxic chemicals falling as rain. Let's see. The Red Crescent Society. Iran's Red Crescent Society warned the rain in Tehran could be contaminated with toxic hydrocarbon compounds as well as sulfur and nitrogen oxides, which cause acid rain with the potential to cause chemical burns and lung damage. So this is sort of a pseudo-chemical attack, which might be against the Geneva Convention. But really, what is the Geneva? I mean, I've said this before. That's the breaks the Geneva. What is the Geneva Convention, or what are those codes? Who cares about them? I'm not saying that as a good thing. I'm just saying literally, it seems like they don't matter. Like, who's enforcing the Geneva codes? Like America? They're like, well, we're on it. So, and I don't really want to get too into the weeds on this thing, because this is the weeds. We're talking possible two different clans wanting to seek end times. So this is what I'm thinking. The best case scenario is Israel builds their whatever temple. We should just let them build their whatever temple. And once they realize that there's no sort of like whatever happens, then they'll be like, oh, well, maybe we were wrong. And then maybe then, this is like best case scenario, maybe then they'll be like, okay, we were kind of crazy. Sorry, guys. My bad. Like when they were drunk, like they'll be like they were drunk at a party. My bad, guys. I got really crazy last night. I blacked out. I didn't know what I was doing. I was reading this book, and it was talking all this all this stuff, and I just got a little carried away. They'll say they got a little carried away, and we'll have to like smile and nod, be like, yes, Netanyahu, that's fine. I'm sorry your book was wrong. Sorry you had the wrong book, but you can really kind of like, kind of recalibrate to whatever one you want to, really, now that you're free from your book. Maybe that's sort of like the end, the way this all ends. Is I imagine it's like when all like the Mayans were like cutting people's hearts open and like spilling blood down the thing, and they're like, please, more rain, we need more rain. And then one day they like skip it, and they're like, oh shit, and it actually rains, and they're like, oh, so we didn't need to be doing all this shit, and it's still normal. That's kind of like, I think the best case scenario for this is them just getting checking off their checklist for their end times, and then nothing happening, because they have the wrong book, maybe. Or maybe they have like the wrong read on the right book. I don't know what they're doing, but that's sort of like, I think, the best case. Obviously, worst case scenario, and this is the absolute worst case scenario. I'm not talking about like the like a bad case scenario, which is like they kill, like nuclear war. Worst case scenario is they actually do have some sort of like messianic guy, and he comes back, and we all find out that they were actually the chosen people, and the chosen people are actually the worst people imaginable to be, like, to actually be the chosen people. They are the worst on the planet when it comes to doing shit. That's fucking up everyone's chill. So that's the worst case scenario, is them actually being some sort of like chosen tribe, and actually also being like the worst, the biggest buzzkills on the planet. And then realizing that maybe God chose like the least chill people to be their chosen. So that's the worst case scenario. That is genuinely the worst case scenario. I'd rather be nuked than find out that they were right about their shit. Oh my God. What is going on, guys? What is going on? So yeah, we got Black Rain. We've got Armageddon, possibly. We've got hype edits. We've got dancing Israelis. What is this? The bomb shelter rave. Why Tel Aviv refuses to stop dancing. In the sleek, detached comfort of Brooklyn loft in London flat, the idea of a bomb shelter rave sounds like a grotesque performance art, a desperate neon-soaked cliche. This week, as I was visiting Israel for a conference and to meet my family and friends in Tel Aviv. Okay, so this guy's Jewish. Hen Mezig. I experienced it firsthand. In Israel, every building is required to have reinforced bomb shelter. Ours is a bare concrete bunker underground. That night, someone dragged in a speaker. Someone else switched on a small strobe light. Within minutes, what had been a tense room of strangers waiting for the authorities to tell us we were safe turned into something else entirely. As Iranian ballistic missiles were intercepted in our sky above us, our shelter became something resembling a nightclub. And they say the news is bad. And they say all the news is sad. But they're having awesome nightclub parties in bomb shelters. So here is how, so if you listen to Predictive History, he is the Asian professor I talk about, something Zhang something. He said that most likely America is going to go troops, boots on the ground, because the cost doesn't make sense. It costs so much money for us to launch like one of our ships, our aerial ships, cost like so much to run and so much to like shoot missiles that eventually it'll become too expensive to like keep on like bomb airstriking them, and we'll have to go troops on the ground, because troops on the ground, boots on the ground, guys, just poor Americans who just happen to be dumb enough to get tricked into wanting a Mustang are going to be, or have to be shipped out there, and that's like the cheapest form of military tool, right? He called it the cost pyramid. At the very bottom, you have the least expensive thing, which is guys, just dudes, troops on the ground. I don't think they have girls, just guys. Some girls, maybe. Some girls. Lesbians. We'll do lesbians and guys. And gays. No like girls are out there. And then the next layer, you have, I think he said like boats. And then you have airplanes at the very top. And we've been using like mostly airplanes, which is the most expensive thing. So we can't keep this up for a long time. So we're going to have to, he says, Predictive History says We're going to go and send troops on there. If we send troops on there, that is a war that we will never win because they're surrounded by mountains and they have like all these tunnels and shit. So it's going to be like a Vietnam situation, but like with a different people. And also, this might piss some people off too. Iranians are, I believe, actually ethnically Caucasian. So they're like white people. So it might be a little confusing in the battlefield when they pull up and they're like, these guys aren't brown. When they get off the drop site, I thought you said we were shooting brown people. Now, these people ain't brown. I feel a little bit bad shooting these ones. That's what that's what they'll say. That's not me saying that. That's what they'll say. I feel a little bit bad shooting these ones. But that's fucked up. But it might actually, but guys, you have to realize that this is we are talking about real world scenario here. All right, let's move on. Let's move on to some other news. Yeah, we're not going to be talking about Iran every single time. And also, so there's a movie called Wag the Dog. Now, Wag the Dog, and they hide information in movies and TV shows all the time. Look no further than a TV show about a guy who runs for president in Ukraine, an actor who runs for president in Ukraine and becomes president in the TV show, who is played by the current president who used to be a comedian and is now president. So that, they literally just ripped one for one from the script. Like I'm if you guys think I'm kidding, I'll show you. Here it is. This is Servant of the People, 2015 TV series. Servant of the People is a Ukrainian political satire comedy series created by and produced by Vladimir Zelensky. Zelensky stars as Vasyl Petrov Holobratikov, a high school history teacher in his 30s who has unexpectedly elected president of the Ukraine after finding instant fame while a student recorded a video of him delivering a profane rant against the government. So the series has 3 seasons. The series was produced by Cartival 95, a studio founded by Zelensky. So this was obviously a CIA operation, right? So then he went from acting in a TV show about a guy who becomes president to actually becoming the president. So just interesting. So this is what I'm saying. They code, it's called predictive programming. Look it up. They code information into movies so that you're ready subconsciously and prepared to receive them when they show up. We talked about it a little bit in the beginning with all the flashes of information of just trying to trigger you with these things that they've shown you before to get you hyped up, amped up, ready to go to war. So they've been using predictive programming this whole time. And what was I even saying? What was I even talking about? Please, someone, I gotta rewind or something. What was I saying? Predictive programming, Zelensky, Iran war. Oh wait, so the predictive programming for the Iran war was literally, if you've ever seen the second movie of Top Gun, the bombing that they did, the bomb run where they have to drop a bomb and then they have to drop a bomb inside of that bomb to shoot inside the bunker, is word for word. And I played a clip last time, the same exact scenario they had to do when they bombed Iran. When we rewind like a few years, like maybe a year back when we bombed Iran that first time. I'm pretty sure that was Iran, but in the movie that's Iran. Not explicitly, but, subconsciously. That being said, I mean, let's just, here, I got to pause and go go pee real quick. I remember what I was talking about now. So there's a movie called Wag the Dog. So in the movie Wag the Dog, is there a trailer? Let me pull up the trailer. Okay, here it is. We can watch a trailer, I'm sure.
There's a crisis in the White House,
What's the crisis?
and the president's top advisors have been called together.
Oh, jeez.
The sexual misconduct occurred inside the Oval Office. With the election only days away, how much will this scandal affect the outcome?
The president spent the weekend pressing the flash. He wasn't campaigning, he was dating, actually.
Now, Washington's top spin doctor
We can distract the press for 11 days till the election. I think we got a chance.
has an idea,
We can't afford a war.
We're gonna have the appearance of a war.
but he can't pull it off without Hollywood's top producer.
Do I know you?
We have some mutual friends in Washington.
Why come to me?
We want you to produce.
You want me to produce your war?
Not a war, it's a pageant. We need a theme, a song, some visuals. We need, it's a pageant.
New Line Cinema presents
How close are you to this?
What do you want the kid to say?
all the spectacle,
I know we're all concerned for the president.
I know we're all concerned for the president.
I know that we are all concerned for the president.
He didn't sell the line.
all the drama,
The president's gonna go to war with Albania in about 30 minutes.
Albania's hard to ride.
These are chips.
We need it for the armed position on the screen. It'll be a kitten. We'll punch it in later, right?
and all the effects of real war.
Okay, put the village behind her.
Give me some sound of screaming.
Without the casualties.
America has seldom witnessed a more poignant picture of
Yeah, this is insane. If you watch this movie, it's insane. They're like doing blue screen like bombings, like green screen bombings in the background, fake gunshots, fake kids. She's holding a bag of Tostitos, which is obviously ad placement, but they're going to turn it into a small child.
Crosses with the last Schwarzenegger movie.
You're the man.
Albania, Albania.
That rhymes.
I can't believe that we forgot a hero. It was like we sent him the Christmas card and we left out the what do you call it? Fruitcake. There you go.
Sergeant Schumann, if I may, welcome to history.
How are you?
It's Woody Harrelson.
Anybody want a beer? Because I could party. When it's cooking, it's cooking.
From Academy Award-winning director Barry Levinson,
When this goes national.
Levinson. So I don't know if, obviously, Wag the Dog, this could be a Wag the Dog situation where this isn't actually a real war. This is a manufactured image hologram of a war. I'm not talking about a real hologram. I'm talking about a virtual hologram of pre-planned programming on our phones and on the internet and on the news of a war that may or may not be happening actually, or may or may not be actually real, and to distract from the Epstein files, which I haven't forgotten about. I hope you haven't forgotten about them. I hope everyone here hasn't forgotten about that. There is a major, maybe the lifeblood of America and of the entire world, is trafficking of drugs, weapons, and children and women, and just people. That seems to be the lifeblood of the entire world. What everything's run off of. It's a bigger market than anything else. And it's impossible to track. And you can't ever pull back. If you ever pull back a layer, there's another, another ratty, rotten apple core in the center. You can never really get past it's a rotten onion. And you can't ever peel enough layers off. It's always rotten. And it seems like that's what's happening. And I'm not saying that's what this is, but it feels like that's what this is. The Epstein files were ramping up, gaining traction. All of a sudden, Iran. And it's a lot of things that are connecting. I know that we just talked about the becoming Armageddon stuff. They might not even believe any of this. They might just be doing this as a distraction, by the way. Okay, let's get on with the news. Gunman wearing FBI investigates Texas bar shooting that killed 2 and wounded 14 as possible terrorist act. Gunman wearing clothes with an Iranian flag design said property of Allah. Are you here? Are we on the same planet? A gunman wearing clothes with an Iranian flag design and the words property of Allah killed 2 people and wounded 14 this Sunday at a Texas bar. So these are what we call plants. These people, I'm sure this guy either knows an FBI agent or is himself part of either the FBI or CIA. And this is a false flag, and there will be a false flag attack on ourselves sometime soon. It's going to be in the next few weeks. There's going to be something that pops off, maybe like something. I don't know. It's going to be maybe. I feel like they need it to be somewhere where it's going to get a lot of eyes, because they need eyes. So there's going to be some sort of event, or maybe like a car explosion that maybe kills no one, but it's like a boom, like a big boom. They want something that's going to be going to ramp things up. They need some sort of false flag. I'm not talking they're going to do a 9/11. I don't know if they got another 9/11 in them. But there's going to be a false flag sometime soon. Probably within the next, I want to say 6 months. Before the end of the year, there will definitely be a false flag attack somewhere. I just don't know when. I don't know where. It's just going to be... It's going to be if there's ever a dip, or if it might be right before they put boots on the ground in Iran, which might be in a couple months, might be in a couple weeks, who knows. But it's probably going to be right before we put boots on the ground as justification for boots on the ground. We got to get them now. You saw what they did? A man wearing a sign, a man wearing a shirt that said property of Allah killed 2 people. Okay. That makes sense. You want me to believe that? He was wearing a hat that said, I'm a terrorist. He was wearing a big, funky hat that said, I'm a terrorist. And he had, on his shirt, he said, I'm with terrorists. And it was pointing directly to himself. It was pointing up. And on the back, it said, property of Allah. It said, just so you know, I'm definitely with Iran. How much more obvious can it be? That is insane. Now, obviously, I'm sad to people that got killed and the 14 that are injured. I hope that they have a safe recovery and a fast recovery. But this seems like sort of a inside job. There was also this guy who was pulled from... This ex-Marine was pulled from the White House or something. He was like, let me look up this story. It's a crazy video. They're like literally pulling this guy, and he's holding onto the wall, and they're trying to pull him out, and he's like, no. He's like, please don't go to war. And he's like an ex-Marine. Let me find this video. Here's the video. So this guy, the video is called Marine Gets Arm Broken Amid Iran War Protest as Police Senator Tim Sheeny ejects him from hearing. 5 days ago.
Israel is the reason for this war. America does not want to fight this war for Israel.
Let's go. Come on, let's go.
This guy is a Marine. This guy fought for our country in maybe the most elite sense. And his other compatriots, who are, completely cucked out to Israel, are now yanking him and forcefully pulling him out, and will here in a second break his arm to remove him from displaying his Second Amendment. No, my bad. Not the second. So he was not flashing his gun. The First Amendment, which is the most important one, the freedom of speech. He is a U.S. Marine. So, first off, fought for our country. I don't know what war he fought in, or it was probably not a justified war, but he was a Marine, which is like the elite upper echelon of like fighters and shit. So a little respect for the guy, maybe. Nah, what did he do? He's just a Marine. What sacrifices did he make? out. You're kicked out. So they're yanking him, and he's pretty powerful. He's yanking back.
America does not want to send its sons and daughters to war for Israel. Your inability to name that shows your ineptness as leaders. Out. This is wrong.
And he wore his entire Marine outfit. That's powerful. That's a powerful statement, too. Because he's got Marine, and he's got bars, and he's got those little stripes and stuff, and he's got little badges. So he probably outranks both these dumbass police officers trying to pull him away. He probably outranks them. He could probably order them right now to let him go. I order you right now to let me go. They probably have to do it. I order you right now to suck me off.
And nobody wants to fight for Israel.
No one's stepping in.
A reminder to all.
If this was a just world, these two cops would have been jumped right now. If this was a if this was a just world, these cops would be, this would have been a way bigger issue. I'm telling you, these two cops should have been apprehended by the civilian population in this courtroom. Now, that requires a certain amount of bravery and putting yourself on the line. And this is something that no one wants to do. No one's willing to do. I mean, I can't even say if I was in that position, I would step in and say, hey, stop hurting that old man. I would probably say, hey, stop that. Stop that. You're hurting him. Recording it is a brave move. I will say that's maybe a step up from just sitting there like this man's doing, watching like he's got a front row seat to UFC. But yeah, recording it is probably the most brave thing you can do, and sharing it immediately. You want to get that immediately out there and to as many people as possible, because they will confiscate. If they see your recording, they will confiscate your phone and you will probably get subpoenaed or whatever. So, but you know, if you have nothing to lose, and that's what needs to happen for there to be any change, is people need to have nothing to lose. And obviously all these people feel that losing the First Amendment, being able to be apprehended, is not nothing, if you know what I'm saying. If you catch my drift, they actually have everything to lose. Have you ever seen the thing with No Country for Old Men when he says, call it. Oh, I can't call it for you. You have to call it. It has to be you. When he flips the coin, I don't know what I'm calling it for. Everything. You're calling it for everything. Well, I don't know what I'm putting up. You've been putting it up your whole life. That's the situation, is when you don't step in, when you see injustice, you're putting up everything. You've put up for wager everything. That could happen to you. That guy's a Marine and he's getting apprehended for saying that that guy's a Marine. What do you think they're going to do to you? This shit pisses me off. Genuinely pisses me off.
Commandant, please stand up as a Marine and stand up for America. Out. No one wants to fight for Israel. Oh! His head. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Sir, thank you for your service. Please.
The senator broke his hand. The senator broke his hand.
Commandant, help him, please. Help him. Commandant. He's a Marine. Somebody come help him.
Control your...
Look at this guy. Cuck. Now people are stepping in. It took them breaking his arm for them to step in.
Senate committee.
Look at you guys. You're robots. You won't even look back. Look
Dude,
at
this shit's make me hot. This shit make me so hot, bro. My God, dude, does this not piss you off? Does this not piss you off? This is injustice. This guy's standing up, using his First Amendment And everyone's sitting down. No one's standing up. No one's even looking at him. This is an insane world. These people need to be tried by public opinion. This is insane. This is an insane world.
You guys, you're like robots.
This woman filming, by the way, I called that out earlier, only person in the room who's brave. Only person in the room who's brave. I don't care what she says. I don't even care what her opinion is on anything. The only one who's saying anything.
Oh my God, what is happening? And you're not even looking back. Any of you four-star generals. Oh my God, what is happening right now? Eyes front, robots. Shame. Shame. Oh my God, you guys.
Everybody sit down.
What did I just see? I'm getting out of here.
That's fine. Everybody sit down, please.
Oh my God, what is
That's all.
happening?
Okay, okay. No, it's not.
Oh my God.
Stuck.
It's disgusting.
Oh my God, you guys.
Sorry, does that hurt? Can you open it up a little bit just to like change the gap? Y'all step back, please. Please put back. Keep this walkway open. Who needs her?
No, he broke his arm.
Look at this. Look at all these fucking... dude, I'm going to say the F word because these guys are all so gay.
Would y'all just move aside then?
Hey, can you please no filming here. No filming here. We just broke this man's arm. This guy's going to win $1 billion in court. I hope this guy wins every fucking penny from them. I hope all these guys get fired. Dude, this shit gets me fired up. The injustice filmed and recorded. And that's only injustice on a minuscule scale. Every single person in that room right now is unfazed by anything. The eyes front, facing forward, not even looking. That's the injustice level of the people at Jeffrey Epstein. These files are released, eyes front, not looking. No one cares. Not a single one of these elite people care about anything that they do or anything that happens around them. It's inhuman. It is inhuman. And these people deserve every bad thing that happens to them. And I know, and I pray that there is an afterlife that torments them for eternity. That's the type of shit that gets me fired up, is I hope that there's a place where all those people go where it's nothing but bad days. I hope that there's nothing but bad days for them forever. I mean, truly, truly awful. Oh man, I'm legitimately sweating right now. Shit pisses me off, dude. I need a sip of water. Man. A U.S. Marine stands up, and I don't know how that's not bigger news. U.S. Marine stands up and says, I don't want to fight for Israel. I don't think we should be fighting for Israel. And I don't think you should send your kids to fight for Israel. And he gets forcibly removed and his arm broken. Wow. Wow. All right, let's talk about Epstein real quick. So, Hillary Clinton, this demon, had her deposition, and she's really taking it pretty well.
We all are abiding by the same rules.
I will take that down.
Yeah,
So,
well,
I would like to take a break at this moment.
yeah,
I'd like to have
I'm
a
done
conversation.
for now.
Okay.
I'm
So
done
it could be a different
now.
Jeffrey Epstein.
I have. You're showing me an email from someone who I don't recall knowing about a fundraiser that wasn't for me but was for Congresswoman Lowy. I have no information.
Okay.
I went to the fundraiser to support my friend Nita Lowy.
All right.
Excuse me, can I interrupt?
I have
There
another.
are photos that are being released of the secretary as she is testifying from inside this room. Can you please advise me as to whether or not that's permissible and consistent with the rules, particularly given that we have asked for a public hearing? If there are photos that are being released of the secretary as she is testifying, can you please explain how that
I'm
can
done
occur?
with this. If you guys are doing that, I am done. You can hold me in contempt from now until the cows come home. This is just typical behavior.
I don't understand this. Why is she worried about photos when there's literally a video? I don't understand this. Here's another video of this witch. Oh shit, it didn't work. Well,
Pizzagate
there it is.
was totally made up. It was an outrageous allegation that ended up hurting a number of people, that caused a deranged young man to show up with his assault rifle and shoot up a local pizzeria. I can't believe.
Also, he didn't shoot it up. He apparently shot one bullet directly into the hard drive of whatever James Alefantis.
You're even referencing it. You should be. I don't follow the crazy conspiracy stories that are online. I regret that anybody does. I find it quite sad, but also
do you find it
disturbing
sad?
that people would believe some of what is put forth, like Pizzagate. So I have taken no steps to review anything that might have any connection to something which I think is totally bogus.
I think maybe she's pissed that people are onto her. This is a clip. This is a really funny clip. This is Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton looking over some pages, and look at his face. If you just look at his face, he looks like he's going down memory lane. Oh yeah, you remember this one, right? No, hey, give me that back. He's like, give me that sheet back. Ah, there it is. Yeah, I remember that girl. He literally smiled and pointed at a picture. Okay. My name's Bill. My name's Bill Clinton. He's smiling.
Mr. President, we have about 5 minutes remaining in the majority's first hour, so I just want to ask you some questions related
My name's
to
Bill
the crimes
Clinton.
committed by Mr. Epstein and Miss Maxwell.
Oh man, I'm just going down memory lane. Here's another Epstein thing.
You could help me with Pete.
This guy is he's famous on TikTok, but he's like a New York gold guy. His name is Trax NYC. Recently went viral because he said, "Give me my fucking money." He went and some I guess some people, I will not speculate on their history, their whatever, but he was scammed by them and he ran into their. But now he's doing this thing and this video.
And grape soda, particularly with Dr. Harry Fish, who was in the Epstein files. He wrote, after you use them, talking about pills for ED, wash your hands and let's go get pizza and grape soda. So, Dr. Harry Fish, you're having pizza and grape soda with Epstein, is that it? Or is there something else? Well, if there's some hero in America that wants to pay the doctor a friendly visit and ask him on camera about what...
This is using your fame for good. He's giving someone a golden, it looks like a 1 ounce golden bar. If they go to Harry Fish and just politely ask what pizza and grape soda means.
Pizza and grape soda is, DM me that video and the ounce of gold is yours. First come, first serve. Follow all the laws, FBI, CIA, I don't care, okay? I just want to know what the fuck is going on with pizza and grape fucking soda, bro. An ounce of gold right here for you if you find out. And send me that video with Dr. Harry Fish.
And I will be on the lookout for that video. And I'm spreading the word, guys. If anyone else wants to go try, send me a video of them asking.
Okay, wait.
What pizza and grape soda is. I will send them a one of a kind signed what is this? I don't know what I have. I don't have anything. All right, let's watch a clip. Now this one requires a little bit of history, but a rapper named King Von was a drill rapper, I believe, who recently died but had killed multiple people. And he was like a crazy rapper, rapped about all of the killings that he did. And recently a girl has come to popularity in Japan, and her name is 44444, which in Japanese translates to death, 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 death. She has claimed that King Von came to her in a dream and taught her how to rap. Now, this might sound far-fetched, and this might make me sound like a schizophrenic, but I believe that this type of stuff is genuinely real. And these people are channeling demons. So it wasn't necessarily King Von was channeling a demon through him, and that same demon came to this young Japanese girl.
So look, how did you learn how to rap like that? Like
She had a dream about King Von.
Yeah. You had a dream about King Von.
Yeah.
And
然后他教会了我，传授了我一些说唱技巧。And he taught her inside her dream how to rap and some skills, some rap skills.
Yo, you be on your best duty today, sir.
Yeah, that's insane. I genuinely believe that shit's real, though. I believe demons can enter. I believe that most of the music industry is channeling demons, by the way. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. If this is... Oh. What am I doing? The intro? I've been here for an hour and a half. Okay. We'll just play this out with some music, as usual. Thank you for listening. Share with a friend. If you enjoyed it, share with a friend. If you didn't, tell me why below. And goodbye.
And set our grief aside. The paper says doomsday. The button has been pressed. We're gonna nuke each other up, boys, till old Satan stands impressed. And here it is, our final night alive. And as the earth